reaching the pinnacle of whatever you might want to do.
Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to make the Olympic team.
This has been my dream since I knew what the Olympics were.
That dream is real for every athlete out on the floor tonight.
Oh, wow. Watch out, Tokyo.
That was fabulous.
Knowing how close I am, that motivates me every day.
I've been working for it for my entire life. I wouldn't be here without my family and my dad.
I made the beam out of a 4x4. You're half the size as you are now.
Jordan Childs, she has been a rock star.
As a father, you just kind of look and you say, wow, that's my kid. She went from this 7-year-old flipping around
I like the gymnastics.
to being this elite gymnast.
It's not easy. They've had to make sacrifices just as I have.
Mom and Dad excited for their daughter.
Grace McCallum, one of those rising stars.
She's shown what she can overcome. I think she has proven a lot.
It's been a lifelong dream of hers.
You know, for her to make the team, it would be everything.
That's the best routine I've seen Michaela Skinner do ever.
There's so many talented girls. We have more gymnasts to fill a team than most countries have.
And the most dominant team in the world right here.
It's going to be really nerve-wracking at that point.
Who's it going to be? It could be this, it could be this.
These are the moments that you are going to remember for the rest of your life.
And the moments are taking a long time for the athletes and their parents, the parents of Jordan Childs. They've got to feel quite confident that their daughter will be on the team. You saw Michaela Skinner's parents in that feature. Chris and Kim also kind of waiting and hoping that their daughter will be one of the members of Team USA. Leanne Wong's parents as well, watching and wondering those individual apparatus spots as well, as we now do the wait to see who will be on Team USA. Once again, rejoined by Lori Hernandez, who was on the team in 2016, part of the gold medal winning team. So Terry made the point to Nastya that she was fighting tears throughout the evening and the emotion of the night. For you, sitting here and now being at this moment as the team is being put together, I'm sure it's emotional as well.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty fresh. You know, I've been on the side where my name got picked and I was able to be a part of the team, and now I'm on the side where I got injured and this is just not my time. So I have empathy for both sides. This is very nerve-wracking and heartbreaking. So it is what it is.
The night as a whole, Simone Biles wasn't the Simone Biles we've seen over and over and over. But there were other great performances. Suni Lee under pressure, Jordan Childs under pressure. As you watch them perform, what are your feelings about watching those two athletes as they've probably earned their way to Tokyo with what they've done at trials and U.S. championships before?
I mean, they have absolutely earned their way. These girls have worked so hard. And I mean, we only see what's out here. But, you know, behind the gym, all the hours in the back, they have worked so hard and they definitely deserve this.
You know, I see the emotion with you, and we realize it's 11 years for the athletes, the parents too. And one of the things that I've noticed traveling around to these trials, the parents can't come to Tokyo because of the international ban, because of the pandemic and COVID-19. So for the parents, this is the last time to see them and their children perform in person.
Yeah.
That's part of the story, the athlete-parent connection and how much they mean to getting them to this spot at trials and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my parents had everything to do with me coming back. They had everything to do with my journey, my family, my inner circle. So I can only imagine, you know, on the outside what these parents are feeling, watching their kid, not knowing what's going to happen. My dad said he was going to have a stroke watching me. So, you know, there's just a lot happening. It's because we care.
And we'll have the members of Team USA and all of that emotion that will come with that coming up in a little bit. I can only imagine what it's like back in the room there as the athletes walk back. There were tears. We'll have tears of a different sort probably in a little bit once we know everyone on Team USA. What a night. It's not over yet. The bottom line still to be written here in St. Louis.
Back in St. Louis as we continue to wait to find out who will be joining Simone Biles and Suni Lee on that Olympic team traveling to Tokyo. And check out the life-size Olympic rings, by the way. NBC's sending them around the country. Fans can pose with them ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. Rings across America. Kicking off next week. L.A., Chicago, Miami, Orlando, and Washington, D.C. You can pose with those, take some pictures. Skinner family limoncellos. I mean, it's just got to be excruciating. Terry Gannon back with Nastia Lukin and Tim Daggett. Guys, as we look at the parents, Mike made a great point. You can't travel to Tokyo. This is it. They're in attendance tonight. As parents, you're used to being there for your kid out there competing. And tonight's the last time you can do that this year.
Yeah, and that's tough. You know, I think every single parent is feeling that no matter the outcome, they have poured their whole entire lives into this one moment, and they are just crossing their fingers that the outcome is going to be exactly what they all want. And not being able to be in Tokyo as well is just heartbreaking, to be able to support your child the entire way and not be there. But, of course, rules are rules, and they'll support them either way.
Hey, Tim, let's break it down now. Those 4 in the mix.
Yeah, and if you look at this, if you take the 4 competitions, 2 at championships, 2 at the Olympic trials on floor exercise and vaulting, the person that impacts the team score most favorably is Leanne Wong. And it is very, very close beyond that. They'll look at other things as well. They'll look at the all-around placement, because you have to remember, they're going to travel to Tokyo, and it's possible somebody could get sick, somebody could get injured, you know, so they're going to look at a lot of different things.
And they will look at that, but just look at Michaela Skinner, that number for the Olympic trials, that second level there, 57.765. So that's the highest just in this event.
And you know, that's what we talked about really all night long, was peaking at the right time. So when you look at those 2 scores, she has done a tremendous job at truly training this entire year to peak right in this moment.
And I really believe that, you know, they're going to look at 4 competitions, but they're also going to look at the most recent competition. They're going to look at dropping the lowest score from the 4 competitions of each athlete. They'll do all those scenarios.
That's a lot to be done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, and we're told they're getting very close. So it's happening quickly. And, of course, they've run this through the computers many times. The scenarios, what might happen if this happens or that happens. And we do want to point out, Lili Leong, who's the president CEO, is not in that room of USA Gymnastics. She's not part of the selection committee. There she is right now. And the fact is that it is empirical. They will have numbers to at least back up what they choose to do.
Absolutely. It's a 3-person selection committee, and they're crunching the numbers, that's for sure.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You're going to hate me right now. You're going to hate me, but what would your pick be?
You know, it is so hard. You know, I want to say Michaela Skinner, because her trajectory right now is going in the right direction. Okay. But, you know, Leanne Wong, if you look at the numbers from all of the competitions, you know, USA, it doesn't matter who goes. They are going to come home with the Olympic gold medal.
But I can tell you one thing, for these athletes that are sitting in a room waiting for their destiny right now, it is the hardest moment of their life.
And maybe even harder for the parents sitting in this big room, the Dome here at America's Center right now, waiting to find out who will be named for the Olympic team. So we continue to wait. Countdown has begun. Keep you posted. Stay with us. Back with a look at Shannon Miller, Amanda Borden, both winning gold. Back with the Magnificent Seven, part of that group in Atlanta. 1996 being announced here inside the Dome as we continue to wait, but we are told, Tom Forster, they have made the selections, going over to inform the athletes the makeup of that team to join this legacy. I mean, just read down the list. 2 straight Olympic gold medals in the team, 4 straight Olympic golds. Yes, I see the name Nastia Lukin. 7 straight world all-around titles. And Simone Biles obviously has not lost an all-around meet since 2013. So Terry, Nastia, and Tim back here inside the Dome, and it's that legacy they'll have to hold up in Tokyo, be a part of that, and will be the overwhelming favorites.
Oh, they will, absolutely. There's no question about it. Any team with Simone Biles on it is going to be the favorite. She is just so dominant, and she has a supporting cast that are phenomenal. Suni Lee on uneven bars, it's like watching magic. It's poetry on the uneven bars. So many great gymnasts.
There's pressure there, too.
Absolutely, but I said it at the top of the show, this is the hardest team in the world to make, and no matter who is on this team, every single athlete here competing at the Olympic trials has so much to be proud of. To be able to be competing on the floor here tonight at the Olympic trials, they are the best of the best in the most dominant country in the world.
So we'll find out very soon. Won't be long now, Mike.
Not at all, Terry. Nastia is part of that legacy. You just showed the dominance of American women's gymnastics. Laura, you were part of that 2016. How much blessing, how much burden is that to have to continue the legacy of everyone who's come before you?
Listen, the Olympics and gymnastics, it's generational. It just keeps progressing, and honestly, these girls have worked so hard, and their names are going to be remembered forever. It does feel like a lot of pressure, but at the same time, you all become a family, and it's like you just have even more respect for those that came before you.
After the team gets named, there's team camp. What is that for a coming together of the entire group?
Yeah, when you come to competitions like championships and trials, you represent your home gym, the gym that you start up from or wherever you're at. But when you start coming to trials and you go to the Olympics, you're representing the United States and you become a unit. It's awesome.
And that's happening right down that hallway. We'll find out the names on Team USA for gymnastics. Those were supposed to be the last names for trials winners for the U.S. Olympic team, but the track and field trials in Eugene, Oregon were pushed back because of excessive and record heat. So 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central on NBCSN will have the live conclusion of the U.S. track and field trials, including Noah Lyles trying to make the team in the 200 meters and Dalil Muhammad and Sydney McLaughlin in the 400 hurdles for the ladies. When we come back, the naming of the U.S. Olympic gymnastics.
We are only 26 days away from the opening ceremony of the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. Athletes train their whole lives for the chance to compete in the Olympic Games. It is a dream, a hard-fought fight, the hope of many, but the reality of few. For these athletes, the road to Tokyo starts now. Here to present for the first time your women's artistic gymnastics Olympic team for Tokyo 2020, please welcome a legendary member of Team USA, a two-time Olympian with 7 Olympic medals, 2 of them gold, a 2-time world all-around champion, and USA Gymnastics Hall of Famer. Please join us in welcoming Team USA's most decorated Olympic gymnast, Shannon Miller.
Please welcome the 4 members of the 2020 Tokyo Olympic team. Simone Biles. Sunisa Lee. Jordan Childs. Grace McCallum. Representing Team USA in the additional National Organizing Committee quota place, please welcome Michaela Skinner. Representing Team USA in the additional nominative quota place earned through the Individual Event World Cup Series, pending FIG confirmation, please welcome Jade Carey. Please congratulate the replacement athletes who will travel with Team USA to Tokyo. Kayla DiCello, Kara Aker, Leanne Wong, Emma Malabayo.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your women's gymnastics Team USA!